this is Carol, the better half of What the Scale? And I just wanted to tell you a little background about my weight loss journey and my delayed eating. So, first off, Michael and I went back to Weight Watchers in February of 2024. I had been very sick the fall previously. I think I lost about 30 pounds just from being sick. I had a kidney that had become diseased and had died, and they had to remove my kidney. Thankfully, I didn't even know that my kidney was dead, but I fell and broke my ribs, and as they were doing an x-ray, they said, you know, you have this huge stone in half your kidney. And long story short, in the fall of 2023, I got, or was that 2024? No, 2023, I got my kidney removed. And since I had lost that weight, I didn't want to gain any of it back. And it really woke me up to my health and how I had to take care of myself. Over the years, we had 12 children, and every time I had a child, I gained about 10 pounds, and I never got it off. Well, 14, 15 years ago, I did lose over 100 pounds, and I kept it off for almost 3 years through Weight Watchers, and I was doing pretty good, but then we had a crisis in our family, and you know how that goes. Things happen, and cortisol levels went up, and I gained my weight back. So after my surgery in the fall of 2023, we went back to Weight Watchers in February, and I started losing weight. I had lost, I think with Weight Watchers, I ended up losing about 14 pounds, but I got to a point where I wasn't losing anymore. I was just plateauing. So I went to see my doctor, and he told me that he could give me weight loss drugs. You know, I guess the new thing now is to get a shot. I did not want to do that because I am one of those persons who, if you give me any kind of medicine, I'm going to have that 0.1% of people who have some kind of weird side effect. And I just didn't feel that was what was best for me. So I told him, I think I'm going to try intermittent fasting. And he said, oh yeah, you can try that. And at that point, I had watched a couple of YouTube videos. Dr. Jason Fung, who wrote the Obesity Code, which we mentioned in our last video, he had a book called the Obesity Code, but I just listened to him or watched him on YouTube. So I started the middle of July. And I just started, like I said, just skipping breakfast. And I would eat my lunch. I wouldn't eat anything else. I'd eat my dinner. And then a couple hours after dinner, we would usually have some popcorn, some kind of snack. And then I would close my window, and I wouldn't eat until lunchtime again the next day. So I probably did this for 2 weeks. I will tell you that at first, I did experience some headaches, which is not unusual. It takes your body a little while to get adjusted. I really wasn't hungry. I just had headaches. Excuse me. And if I would, once I could eat in my window, if I had something that was really high in carbs or something, it would just wipe me out, and I'd have to go lay down and take a nap. I don't do that anymore. That was just my body adjusting. So after a couple of weeks of that, I said, you know, this is so easy. And let me point out that when I started reading Jen Stevens' books, I started crying because I realized that I had found the secret. This was something I could do for the rest of my life. I knew just from reading it that this was going to work for me. So after a couple weeks, I realized this is so easy. So I'm going to push it back to not eating lunch till 2 o'clock. So that was from 2 to 7 So that was a 5-hour window. So I was doing 19.5. And I did really well on that for a while, but it just got so easy. And Michael and I together decided that we were going to go to a 1 meal a day eating pattern, which we usually do 4 hours eating and 20 hours of fasting. And it's really been easy. It doesn't mean I eat all my meal in 30 minutes and I'm done. No, I'd come home, and while I'm preparing the meal, I'll have a snack, and then we'll have a nice, enjoyable meal, and then we usually have a snack before we go to bed. So that's where we are right now. I did plateau. I lost, I think, about 16 pounds, and I had plateaued for about a month. So on all the sites, Jen Stevens' site, they said to try alternate day fasting. That's where you don't eat in a 24-hour period at all, or you can have one 500-calorie meal. For me, it's just easier not to eat at all. So you don't eat one meal, and the next day, that's called a down day, and the next day is an up day, so you need to eat a lot. You don't want to pig out, but in the studies they've done, it's been proven that a person will eat about 110% of what they would normally eat in a day. So on those days, I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I've basically been eating whatever I want. I will say, though, I do eat some, but I don't eat much junk food at all. It's whole, healthy foods. So this was our first week of alternate day fasting, and I lost 3 pounds. So I'm very excited. Usually you can see weight loss in intermittent fasting is about 1 pound a week. So it's still very healthy. I was just happy to see the scale moving again. So totally, since I went to Weight Watchers and now, I have lost about 34 pounds. So I'm very excited. But the most exciting thing about this is I really feel it will be our lifestyle for life. It's so easy. I don't have to pack a lunch anymore. Well, I wasn't packing a lunch anymore to go to work, fixing breakfast. I just go to work and come home and eat supper. But now that we're doing alternate day fasting, and we're just going to do it for a little while to make sure that we're out of the plateau, I was actually resentful that I had to pack me a lunch for work. Like, this is too much work. I got so used to not having to worry about it. This is the health plan that saves you money. You don't have to pay for anything. You can get the book at the library. You can listen to the book from the library. We are saving so much money in groceries. I mean, it was amazing how much we were eating, even though we are following Weight Watchers. So I just want to tell you, if this sounds scary to you, please research it. I just feel like I have found this wonderful gift, and I want to share it with you because it's really working, and I'm so excited. You guys, you have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time on What the Scale.